weekend, Ted Cruz went back to Iowa for the second time this summer. Rick Santorum was there too, and Rand Paul went last month, and Scott Walker visited in May. The Iowa caucuses are a mere 29 months away, but ambitious politicians are already using the state to raise their status.
Joining us now to talk about all of it is Jennifer Jacobs from the Des Moines Register. Jennifer, first of all, thank you. I know it's busy there, candidates galore, butter cow incident. I do want to ask you, though, are you surprised? You're someone who spent a lot of time covering politics in the state. Are you surprised the number of people so soon? And tell me further, what does it say about sort of the state's prominence and how people use Iowa for their own purposes?
Right. I don't think it's particularly surprising. The message we've been hearing from both sides, Democrats and Republicans, is that there's a need to start early. And I think if you ask Iowans, we have a self-interest in defending the Iowa caucuses, so we're a little biased, but I think all the attention here from both sides speaks for itself. It proves that the strategist thinks that Iowa definitely does matter.
So, Jennifer, it seems like a lot of Republicans in particular have been there over the last couple months. So from Scott Walker, Rand Paul, Ted Cruz, Rick Santorum, who's getting the most buzz and the best reception at this point?
Well, with Cruz, he's the first one who'd never been to Iowa before, ever. With Rand Paul and Scott Walker and Rick Santorum, they've all been in Iowa, in the past.
Yeah, Rick Santorum lived there.
Exactly, yes. And actually, Scott Walker lived here from age 2 to age 9, so he was in Iowa for a while too. But this was Cruz's first visit. This summer was his first trip to Iowa. He's definitely seen as the new and exciting, flashy thing, for sure. He tends to really speak to what conservatives want to hear, and that excites them.
And Jennifer, if there's and there may not be, but is there a common thread? Is there a message that's working? I heard some of Ted Cruz over the weekend. It's a lot of repeal Obamacare, anti-Obama. Is there a thread beyond that? I assume all of them tend to agree on that. Is there something beyond that? Maybe a positive, what this person would do that gets significant applause or draws people in that you've seen?
All of them talk about a worry about the rise in government dependence, and that does tend to get these Iowa Republican crowds on their feet. So that's been a theme between, amongst all the Republicans that we've seen here. With Ted Cruz, he's just seen as a very good communicator. He warms up his crowds with jokes. He's very much complimentary of the conservatives he's speaking to. He makes them feel good about themselves and about their conservative principles in their country. So that's his technique. But I would say definitely if you're looking for a common theme, it's that rise of government dependence that's got everybody talking.
Now, who have conservatives and let's even say Democrats? Who hasn't been there that you're hearing people want to see there? At this
I have
point?
a guess.
What does it rhyme with?
Chris Christie.
Yeah.
Is that who you were going to say?
I was going to say Hillary Clinton.
Oh, well, on the Democratic side, that's for sure. But on the Republican side, not every Republican in Iowa wants to hear from a fire-breathing social conservative. There is an interest in hearing from somebody who talks about issues other than social conservative issues. And religious conservatives are definitely a minority here. Even in the Republican Party, there are more fiscal conservatives, more mainstream Republicans here. And so I think there's a hunger to hear from Chris Christie. Jennifer
Jacobs, thank you so much for joining us.
Jennifer, I want to put a plug in. This is the most difficult Twitter address you will ever have. At Jennifer Jacobs, Jacobs, DMREG. At Jennifer Jacobs, DMREG. Once you tweet her at that, you have about 5 characters left.
Aww.
You can do Jennifer J. Jacobs, just that part too.
Jennifer J. Jacobs, that's way easier.
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you.